Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for stopping by. Today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious dinner from start to finish. So let's begin by making our rice first. Today I'll be doing some chicken flavor broccoli rice. Here I'll be using some long grain basmati rice. I have some broccoli, some homemade chicken broth. I'll be using garlic, onions, some chicken bouillon, black pepper, and sazon. So here's how I prepped my broccoli. What I did was cut the entire stem off of it because I didn't want like the big chunky pieces of broccoli in the rice. So this is what I was left with once I cut that off. And yeah, you just simply do this and set it aside. You don't have to do this actually. If you want to use the whole thing, you sure can. To a small saucepan, I did add a pinch of oil, and now I'll go in with some butter. Allow that to melt. Once it melts, we'll add our onions and garlic. Give it a good mix and allow it to go for about 2 minutes. Next, we're going to add our washed rice. Make sure you wash the rice thoroughly before adding it, and then we'll go in with our seasoning. Now I'm using homemade chicken broth, which is much more flavorful than the store-bought kind. So if you're using the store-bought chicken broth, you might need to season the rice a little bit more by adding some more seasoning or whatever. And what I like to do is add just a tad bit of sazon to give the rice that nice chicken color. You don't want a turmeric color. You want like that chicken bouillon color. So that's what I like to do. I like to add a little bit of sazon to give it that color. So now we will add the broccoli as you see me adding it there. Give it a good stir and then we'll go in with our chicken broth. So once the chicken broth is added, you want to allow it to come up to a simmer or a boil first before setting the lid on. Once this comes up to a simmer, you want to set the lid on, reduce the heat to low, and allow it to go for about 20 minutes or so. After about 20-25 minutes, the rice should be perfectly cooked. What you want to do next is put the lid back on, remove it from the heat, and allow it to rest for about 10 minutes. Then you want to go in and just fluff that rice up. Make sure that everything is nicely combined and you can get ready to serve. This is super simple and easy and it's absolutely delicious. I would advise to make your chicken broth from scratch at home. That will give you the best results. I can leave a recipe down in my description box for the chicken broth that I used. Now moving on to our asparagus. Here I have some fresh asparagus which I went ahead and washed, and I'll be using some butter, garlic powder, black pepper, seasoned salt, bouillon, and some complete seasoning. First you want to add some butter to a skillet, allow it to melt. Once it melts, we'll add the seasoning, give it a good mix, and then we'll go in with our asparagus. You want to toss the asparagus around continuously for about 2 minutes or so, then remove it. You never want to overcook your asparagus or else it will become stringy, and nobody likes stringy asparagus. So once it's done, you want to remove it from the heat and set aside. Lastly, we prepare our salmon. Here I have 2 salmon fillet and we'll go ahead and season them. I did wash it up with some lemon juice first. I'll be using some Old Bay seafood seasoning, garlic powder, and black pepper. First things first, you want to add some oil to the fillets and you want to make sure it's nicely coated, and then we will combine all of our seasoning. You want to mix the seasonings real well just to make sure that they are evenly distributed onto the salmon. Then we will coat the salmon generously with the seasoning on both sides, pat it in nicely, and we'll allow it to rest for about 10 minutes before we cook them. To a preheated grill pan, I will now add some canola oil. You can use any oil of your choice. Then we'll go in with our salmon. Allow them to cook for about 3 minutes per side. That's how we like our salmon in my household. We don't like it overcooked and dry. So once 6 minutes has passed, we'll remove the salmon and get ready to plate up. That's how simple and easy this recipe is. So yeah, I plated up with our rice and asparagus, and my husband enjoyed it. This is one of his favorites, and I hope you all give the recipe a try. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and leave a comment down below. I will leave all the ingredients that I use down in my description box, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support, and as always, enjoy.